Hey, how you doing? Alright, it's time to study for us theology nerds. It's important to learn things before you speak about them. That's the principle I always have and I always will maintain. No excuses, no ifs, ands, or buts. Alrighty, so we are in Judges. We're chapter 4, picking up on verse 1. This is the Jehovah's Witness version of the Bible. And let's begin. Then the sons of Israel again began to do what was bad in Jehovah's eyes, now that Ehud was dead. So Jehovah sold them into the hand of Jabin. Sold them into the hand of Jabin, the king of Canaan. Alright, let's Jabin, who reigned in Hazor, and the chief of his army was Sisera, and he was dwelling in Harosheth of the nations. And the sons of Israel began to cry out to Jehovah, because he had 900 war chariots with iron scythes, and he himself oppressed the sons of Israel with harshness 20 years. Now Deborah, a prophet's wife of, a prophetess, sorry, my bad, Deborah, interesting, Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, so his name is Lappidoth, was judging Israel at that particular time. And she was dwelling under Deborah's palm tree between Ramah, and Bethel in the mountainous region of Ephraim. And the sons of Israel would go up to her for judgment. And she proceeded to send and call Barak, the son of Abinoam, out of Kadesh, Naphtali, and to say to him, has not Jehovah, the God of Israel, given the command? Go, and you must spread yourself out on Mount Tabor, and you must take with you 10,000 men of the sons of... Okay, so hold on. Look at this. So has not Jehovah, is taking them to go to war, and you must spread your out on Mount Tabor, and you must take with you 10,000 men out of the sons of Naphtali, and out of the sons of Zebulun, and I shall certainly draw to you at the torrent valley of Kishon Sisera, the chief of Jabin's army, and his war chariots, and his crowd, and I shall indeed give him into your hand. Give him into your hand. At this, Barak said to her, if you will go with me, shall certainly go. But if you will not go with me, I shall not go. To this she said, without fail I shall go with you, just the same. The beautifying thing will not become yours on the way that you are going, for it will be into the hand of a woman that Jehovah will sell Sisera. Interesting, the hand of a woman. With that, Deborah got up and went with Barak to Kadesh. And Barak began to call Zebulun and Naphtali together to Kadesh. And 10,000 men went on following his steps. And Deborah went on up with him. Incidentally, Heber, the Kenite, had separated from the Kenites, the sons of Hobab, whose son-in-law Moses was, and he had his tent pitched near the big tree in Zaanannim, which is at Kadesh. So Heber the Kenite, separated from the son of Hobab, son-in-law of Moses, they declare. Then they reported to Sisera that Barak the son of Abinoam had gone up to Mount Tabor. At once Sisera called together all his war chariots, the 900 war chariots with iron scythes, and all the people that were with him, out of Harosheth of the nations to the torrent valley of Kishon. Deborah now said to Barak, Get up, for this is the day that Jehovah will certainly give Sisera into your hand. Is it not Jehovah that has gone out before you? And Barak went descending from Mount Tabor with 10,000 men behind him. So another war scene here. And Jehovah began to throw Sisera and all his war chariots and the camp into confusion by the edge of the sword, before Barak. Finally Sisera got down of the chariot and took to flight on foot. And Barak chased after the war chariots and the camp as far as Harosheth of the nations, so that all the camp of Sisera fell by the edge of the sword. Sisera fell by the edge of the sword. All the camp fell. They died. Not as much as one remained. As for Sisera, he fled on foot to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, for there was a peace between Jabin the king of Hazor and the household of Heber the Kenite. Then Jael came on out to meet Sisera, and said to him, Turn this way, my lord, turn this way to me. Do not be afraid. So he turned aside to her in the tent. Later she covered him with a blanket. In time he said to her, Give me please a little water to drink, for I am thirsty. Accordingly she opened a skin bottle of milk and gave him a drink. Oh, interesting. Milk and not water. After which she covered him, and he went out to say to her, Stand at the entrance of the tent, and it must occur that anybody comes and does ask you and says, Is there a man here? You must then say, No. And Jael, the wife of Heber, proceeded to take a pin of the tent and to put the hammer into her hand. Then she went to him. Interesting. Stealthily. And drove the pin into his temples. Oh, snap! And beat into the earth while he was fast asleep and weary. So he died. Oh, it's an assassin. So what? Jael, the wife. Jael, she straight murked it. It's a pin of the tent. The pin, the tent. Oh, I don't remember learning that. Dang, right into the temple. So when remember when Christians complain about one of the brothers asking the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, can I use deception to take out our enemy? That one dude, when they smelled his hair, and they told him, you use really nice perfume, and in your hair, can I smell it? And he's like, yeah, and then they murked him. The Christians like bringing that up, right? But look, she used stealth as well. Bam! Right into the temple. A female assassin, too. And look, there was Barak pursuing Sisera. Jael now came on out to meet him and said to him, Come, and I shall show you the man you are looking for. She's a boss. Look at that. That's cool. She's going to show him the corpse. So when he went to her, and look, there was Sisera falling dead with the pin in his temples. I don't remember learning about that. That's, I'm a Muslim, so I'm not going to say this story is true or not, right? I cannot say it is because it's not in the Quran. But I can look at it as a theologian and say, like, female assassin's pretty cool. Thus, God subdued Jabin, the king of Canaan, before the sons of Israel on that day. So look at that. Jehovah in the Bible, in the Old Testament, was pleased with the female assassin taking out somebody who displeased him. Right? Using stealth and deception. Boom, baby! And the hand of the sons of Israel went on getting harder and harder against Jabin the king of Canaan, until they had cut off Jabin the king of Canaan. Cut off. Smited. Okay, now we're in Judges chapter 5. On that day, Deborah, along with Barak, the son of Abinoam, so we got Deborah and Barak. Barak and Barak, sounds very interesting, broke out in song, saying, for letting the hair hang loose in Israel for war, for the peoples volunteering, bless Jehovah, listen, you kings, give ear, you high officials, I to Jehovah, yes, I will sing. I shall make melody to Jehovah Israel's God. Jehovah, you're going for from Seir. At your marching out of the field of Edom, earth rocked, heavens also dripped. Oh, that's interesting. Heavens dripped. Clouds also dripped with water. Mountains flowed away from the face of Jehovah. This and I away from the face of Jehovah, Israel's God, and the days of Shamgar, the son of Anath. In the days of Jael, pathway had no traffic, and the travelers of roadways would travel by roundabout pathways. The dwellers in open country ceased, and Israel they ceased, until I, Deborah, rose up, until I rose up as a mother in Israel. Oh, look at that. So it's like, whoa. This is interesting. I wonder if that's why so many Christians have their children named Deborah. They proceeded to choose new gods. It was then there was war in the gates. A shield could not be seen, nor a lance, among 40,000 in Israel. My heart is for the commanders of Israel, who were volunteers among the people. Bless Jehovah, you riders on yellowish red she-asses. You sit on rich carpets. Look at that, rich carpets. And you walk on the road. Consider some of the voices of the water distributors among the places of drawing water. There they began to recount the righteous acts of Jehovah. So the righteous acts of Jehovah. So that's when they were talking about, I think she's going to mention the 10th part. Let's see. The righteous acts of his dwellers in an open country in Israel. It was then Jehovah's people made their way down to the gates. Awake, awake, O Deborah, awake, awake, utter a song. Rise up, Barak, and lead your captives away, you son of Abinoam. It was then the survivors came down to the majestic ones. Jehovah's people came down to me against the mighty ones. Out of Ephraim was their origin, in the low plain. With you, O Benjamin, among your peoples, out of Manchir, the commanders went down, and out of Zebulun, those handling the equipment of a scribe, and the princes of Issachar were with Deborah, and as I Issachar, so was Barak. Into the low plain he was sent on foot among the divisions of Reuben. Great were the searchings of the heart. Interesting. Yeah, so this is a song. So you need to sing it like a song, right? That's what makes it more, you get in the mood and the zone of what it is they're doing, because without a doubt, people would have sang this as a song. Definitely. We'll continue that in the next video. Interesting. So Deborah and Barak seem to be very prominent figures. We got Benjamin too. Interesting. What do you think so far? What do you think?